Is there ever any possibility that you would go back in the ring and fight someone like a Tank Davis?
If he wants, then if he come up to 147, then we can fight.
He can't meet you at 140?
145 maybe.
Just saying him and then fighting somebody like Pacquiao, it give me hope for sure. It doesn't matter who I fight. It doesn't matter. As long as I put on a great performance.
Short, stocky, and quiet until it's time to blow up Gervonta. He is the knockout king of this generation. In the days before his next fight, a strange rumor started to circulate about who he was training with, Manny Pacquiao, the 8-division legend the Southpaw Storm, who once danced around De La Hoya, beat Cato, and dropped Thurman in round 1 as if he owed him money. Could it be true that the man who once reigned as boxing's most electrifying fighter was now assisting in guiding the new era's most feared puncher? Davis doesn't say much. He lets his fists do the talking. No confirmation is available. No press conference, no confirmed photos, simply rumors, fan edits, and perhaps even wishful thinking. But occasionally a rumor is more powerful than an actual reality because, in a sport that is based on passion and excitement, the idea of Tank and Pac-Man sharing a gym sparked a firestorm on the internet, not because it was predicted, but because it made sense. What could Gervonta Davis learn from Manny Pacquiao? What advice could the seasoned fighter still provide to a victor who had already won? What would happen to their legacies if their paths actually crossed before the next major bout?
To the table. It's always a little better than I thought.
Oh, down again. And he might be out this time. That's it. Ricky Hatton.
This is not merely conjecture. It's a question that boxing fans can't get rid of two southpaw monsters, one rising and one eternal. And even if they have never touched gloves behind closed doors, the idea might be enough to change everything. It began like most boxing rumors do. It was vague and credible enough to spread a fan tweet that said, Gervonta spotted near wildcard Pacquiao might be helping with southpaw footwork, with no source or confirmation. Just enough smoke to get people searching for fire, followed by the thumbnails of YouTube titles in all caps. Tank for Pacquiao training Davis's Instagram pages showed Gervonta and Manny landing identical knockouts side by side, with Tox editing them into the same gym while playing music. They gave it a genuine feel, and the boxing world was aflutter in just 48 hours. Not only did the footage make it credible, but the reasoning behind it was that Manny's back in shape, Wild Card Gym, was still in operation. Gervonta had previously fought in Los Angeles, and with Mayweather no longer on his side, fans began making connections that weren't there. But here's where it gets deeper. The rumor didn't have to be true to work. It played on a fantasy one where old-school brilliance met new-school power, where the most unrelenting volume puncher of all time imparted his wisdom to the cleanest finisher of the modern era. In a sport lacking answers, that idea simply clicked, and people wanted it to be true because it felt like legacy passing the torch in the gym, silently and powerfully.
From Manny Pacquiao. Oh, down goes Thurman!
And let me tell you, that was just a quick punch.
Yeah, probably. Well, he's talked about his maturity.
That he seems kind of awkward, but in this fight he's not looking.
There's a big left hand.
No announcement from the Pacquiao Team Davis's camp did not deny that silence became fuel, either, as boxing thrives on mystery. Why ruin a good story with reality when the possibility sells better? The rumor thrived in that gap between want and truth, which is sacrosanct in boxing. For a few days, fans thought they were witnessing history unfold, not in a ring, but in a dimly lit gym where hands wrapped in tape whisper louder than microphones, even though it never happened. Let's suspend disbelief for a moment and assume the rumor was true. It's where legends are born, where generations cross paths, and that with all of his knockouts and swagger, Gervonta Davis entered the wildcard gym, saw that Manny Pacquiao was wearing training gear, and said, let's work. Because Pacquiao isn't just a retired fighter. He's a living manual of controlled chaos. And Tank Davis is a student of destruction who is still learning, evolving, and hungry for something beyond belts. What follows isn't just a sparring session, Rather, it's a meeting of two worlds: speed and timing, youth, wisdom, instinct, and calculation. That's where Manny comes in.